All right. Good afternoon, Facebook friends. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm
Hello.
bringing on some friends here.
How you guys doing?
Can you
Christina,
hear me?
can you talk? Can we hear
I'm
you?
talking. Can you hear me now?
Still can't hear you.
I don't know.
Isaiah, can you talk?
I could talk. Can you hear me?
I wonder if it's on my end. Do you think it's my end?
Maybe because it's showing me fine on my end.
I could hear.
All right, people that are out there on Facebook, see if you can hear. Can you
Isaiah,
can you hear me, Christina?
I can hear you. I can hear you, Christina.
Isaiah hears me.
I can hear all of you. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this sucks because that means that it's something on my end. And so if we can't hear each other, or if I can't hear you guys, we're going to have to just wing it and see how things work. All right, cool. So thanks for telling me that you guys can hear us all. So I wanted to share with you guys what I feel are the top 5 mistakes that we see sellers make or potential sellers make in selling their houses during this whole COVID pandemic that we're experiencing. So I wanted to thank Christina Kindig, who's our ops manager at Provident Real Estate, and Isaiah Madrigal, who's one of our agents at our company as well. So thanks for watching again. I think we'll take another minute to let people kind of jump in here. Meanwhile, I want to figure out a way to see if I can hear you guys speak here. I don't know what the
Can he not hear you, Isaiah?
Let's see, audio.
Crazy.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, theoretically, supposedly, I should be able to hear you guys just fine. I don't know why I can't, but it's all good. All right, guys, let's get going. We've got some people on here. So we're going to be talking about the 5 deadly mistakes to avoid in selling your house during COVID. And if you guys have any comments, please post them below, no matter where you're watching this. Ideally, we should be, going live on Instagram too, but I think that'd be too much right now to do. So we'll just do it here. Okay. So the number one reason, or the number one mistake to avoid, I think, and you guys can chime in a second, is not listing your house, right? A lot of people are concerned, or a lot of sellers that would normally put their home on the market during this time are holding back for a couple of reasons. Number one is that they think that the buyers are gone, right? They think buyers are no longer buying, and that it's just a really bad time, and they're not putting their homes on the market because of that reason. Christina, do you want to chime in on why you think that's a bad idea for people to wait and not list their home right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I heard it a week or so ago. It's like right now, and I shared this analogy earlier with our agents, that I'm a huge Amazon Prime user, and I will throw things in at night, and the next morning, if I still want it, I'll swipe and purchase it. And so they're using this as, there's buyers right now that are putting stuff in their checkout box, waiting to be able to go out and buy it. So if you aren't putting your home on the market now, you're missing out on a lot of buyers that are looking for your home right now. They're looking to purchase, they're waiting until they can get out there and look at it. And number 2, there's buyers that we had already before we were all locked in our houses that were ready to go. And so now they're out there and purchasing. I tell my agents this all the time. I get phone call after phone call every day of people calling and inquiring, whether it be they're an outside agent or a buyer looking to look at one of our properties. So it's still a fantastic time. People call, are you guys open? We are open for business, and we are doing a lot of business.
Absolutely. Isaiah, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm blessed to still actually be out there working too. I know a lot of people aren't able to work, but I'm still able to go out there and really work, especially with a lot of buyers. Last week, I took out 3 buyers to go see properties. And one particular buyer, we went out and we saw this beautiful property over it was in the Riverside area, right? Had a lot of land, beautiful, beautiful property. And that property actually sold same day for $25K over, right? So when people say that buyers aren't out there, they're out there. And the serious ones are out there. The looky-loos are kind of staying back, and the serious people are out there playing. And so that's what I have to say on that.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing, you guys. Okay, we're going to go jump to number 2 here. Number 2 is allow showings once you list your property. we have some clients that because of the whole coronavirus, and obviously we want to keep everybody safe, right? That's our number one objective. We don't want anyone getting contaminated or any type of risk of getting exposed to this virus in any shape or form. So that's our number one priority at Provident Real Estate. At the same time, when you are selling your property, obviously your house is vacant, makes it very simple and easy for us to be able to do showings. But if you still live in the property, there's some precautions you can take to make sure that your house is kept safe and obviously disinfected. But you got to allow showings to take place. We have some clients that say, well, I only want showings between, Saturdays from 1 to 1:30, right? And if you do that, both in, the pre-pandemic versus now and even in the future, people, even though they can, and we'll talk about some of the things that we do today that allows home buyers to see properties even before they actually physically see the property. But for the most part, unless it's an investment, unless someone's getting a very, amazing screaming deal on a home, most buyers are not going to pull the trigger and buy something unless they physically touch and feel the space. And so you're going to have to allow them to show the property. Now, there's some things you can do, right? The simple, easy thing to do to be able to protect you is to allow them to see the property, but make sure that your house shows as great as it possibly can. Every single light is turned on. All the blinds are open, so it brings as much natural sunlight into the space as possible. So you're doing all of these things to make sure that the house looks great without them having to touch anything in the home, okay? And once they see the property, then of course you can go and turn all the lights off and do all those things, and disinfect all the doorknobs, anything they might physically touch. But you want to make sure all the doors are open. You want to make sure all the, again, the lights are on. Any light fixture or the water features you have in the backyard and the front yard are turned on. If you want to play some music, that the music is turned on. You want to give the best possible chance of someone emotionally being connected to your property and fall in love with the home, so they want to move forward to purchase the home. So do you guys have any other comments that you want to make? Okay.
On that, please try to be out of the home. We ask the homeowners not to be there for your own safety and so that the person looking at the home feels at ease too. We've asked them, just go in your car if you have to just pull on the street and sit and wait if you're not comfortable driving around, or just drive around. Most showings only typically take between 20, 30 minutes. And being out of the home, it saves, gives you a little bit more of a peace of mind, and it gives the buyer a peace of mind as well. And like you said, Nazar, having everything turned on, we have homeowners that are worried about people touching things. From what I've seen, most agents are showing up with gloves and everybody has on face masks. So you turning on the lights and have everything ready to go, that, is a huge plus for this buyer's agent bringing them in. And then you're not have to worry about them touching everything.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Very good. All right, let's move on to number 3, the third mistake that people make. Okay, pricing your home correctly. Now, normally when we meet with a seller, we discuss 3 pricing strategies. We discuss pricing your home either above market value, at market value, or under market value. In today's market that we're currently in today, pricing your home correctly from the very beginning is going to give you the best shot of getting your home sold in the time that you want. Even though there's been a lot of lax with days on market, typically the longer your home is on the market, the more people start questioning why the house hasn't sold yet. And that has a negative impact on the ultimate sales price of your home. However, in this market that we're in today, people are more laxed with days on market, but at the same time, it's still there, right? Even through COVID or not, the longer the home sits on the market, people are going to start questioning what's wrong with that house. The buyers are still out there, like as we talked about before. And so making sure your home is priced at market value is going to give you your best shot of getting your home sold within that time frame that you want to get going. Isaiah, do you have any comments or thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, definitely. And especially just because with this whole pandemic, the right price is going to matter because a lot of buyers are on the means, right? They are looking for the best for their family, and they want to make sure that they get a home that's in their budget, right? So before, if a home was listed for 600, the buyer might dip up to 625, 650 range, maybe, right? But now that this whole pandemic is going on, they're going to want to be right around the 600, 550 to 600 range. They want to look out for their family. So pricing your home correctly is crucial in order to get the maximum amount of people into your property.
Very good. Christina, any thoughts on any other things you want to add to that?
Yeah, just being aware too that appraisal, we had an appraiser a couple weeks ago give a webinar about how they're going to have a hard time in a month or so because there's not going to be the comps and stuff that they're going to be able to do. So being aware that, yeah, maybe we could have sold your home for over list price or at a higher price before this happened, but now it's going to be a lot harder to do things like that, a lot harder to get the appraisers to come up. So just listening to the professionals and what we're seeing and pricing your home right the first time, so you don't have to bring it down or it's not sitting on, because like you said, people are aware days on market aren't as important, but they still are important. So you don't want it to be way overpriced and have it sitting and then get those lowball offers coming in.
Yep.
Absolutely. Very good. All right, guys. Now we're going to hop on to number fourth biggest mistake that people make. I think this is probably one of the biggest ones. And that's they don't hire a local expert.
Oh.
Now, most people, obviously, they know a realtor. Everybody knows a realtor, right? You might have friends or family members that are realtors. But what you guys don't realize that, especially more than ever in this market that we're in today, having a hyper-local agent that's a professional is more key than it ever has been before. And here's the reasons why. Number one is that we are doing so much more showings virtually than we've ever done before. And when an agent that you hire does not know the marketplace, they're not able to articulate to both the buyers and prospective buyers agents about the community. We're doing showings right now, you guys, where people are virtually looking at our listings without stepping a foot inside of it. And us as agents, that when we list properties, we know the not only the house, but we know everything about the community. We know the schools, we know the parks that we can't go to right now, or maybe they're loosening up. We know the shopping and the amenities that are around the area. We know the trails and the tax rates that fluctuate from city to city, from area to area. We know the builder that has built that home. We know so much more information about that particular property, and so we're able to articulate that to the other side, so they have a better understanding. Because when people buy property, frankly, they buy a lifestyle, right? They buy into a community. They don't just buy a specific house. And so it's so important to be able to hire a local expert that is able to give that knowledge and is able to help the other side buy into not just your home, but buy into the lifestyle that community has to offer. Christina, Isaiah, do you guys have any thoughts and their feedback on that?
Going on your knowing the area and knowing the tax rates and things like that, we had a listing that we got into escrow a couple weeks ago that the buyer was not aware of the tax rate. We have higher tax rates here, and they weren't able to make the payment because it does add a substantial amount to your monthly payment. And their agent, even though it said in the description what the tax rate was, they didn't inform their clients. So on the buyer's side, yeah, it's super important that you're using a local agent. On the seller's side, it's important as well, because we were able to, we inform the public and we put that information in there and let them know, hey, this is what the tax rate is. You need to be aware of that, as well as when we are cross-qualifying that buyer, so that they know, our preferred lender reaches out and be, with that payment and that tax rate, you're not qualified. So we're making sure that we take those extra steps in our community to make sure that the buyer is aware and that we're protecting our seller as well too.
No, yeah, definitely. And even touching on some more points from Nazar, is having somebody who knows the area is big. There's in Eastville, one of our agents named Peter always likes to point this out, about a treatment plant. Okay, now if you have your house right by that area, you're going to be smelling doo-doo for a long time, for the whole entire duration of you owning the property, right? So having the person who knows the location is crucial in that aspect. And then on top of all of that, Nazar and Private Real Estate spends so much on marketing your property, and we are so engaged with the community. We have the community support, right? So when you're selling property in the community, you're going to want to use somebody who's engaged with the community, who spends the advertising dollars on that, and who has a Instagram, Facebook page are engaged with the communities and giving them access. So that's why it's crucial to work with somebody, especially now in these times, with the local expert.
Well, and it's important too, because most of our agents live here and we're your neighbors. So we know what's going on. I just recently moved. It's been about 6 months. And my neighbors already are coming to us asking us like, what's going on with the house next door? What's going around? And it helps too that we've had 4 listings in my neighborhood. Yeah. So they're asking and wanting to know what's going on. And you establish yourself as the local expert already. And letting them know, oh yeah, that's so-and-so, Carol's house just sold. She unfortunately lost her husband. So they're able to go out and ask us and know what's going on. And the fact, like you said, Isaiah, we spend the money on the advertising, and not just advertising, but knowledge. Our market update goes out every month, and Nizar can attest to this, that he goes on listings and he'll have his little fan club that pulls out 5 years worth of market updates that they've been tracking that information. And me answering the phones, because the phones are all routed to me right now, I'll have people asking questions, well, what is the market like right now? I have some former neighbors that are thinking of selling, and I'm like, well, watch this. We send you this information every month. Just watch your house. Even me working for Provident, I would look at those mailers too to be like, oh, where's my house at? Be the lazy way. But we're providing that information in a service to our neighbors and our friends and our clients in the area so that they're educated when they're ready to go. I was reading Nizar's notes that he had on somebody that had called in wanting to do a virtual listing. And I loved what he said. Do you know who I'm talking about? It was on Ginger. About somebody could come in and tell you what you want to hear for your price, but I'm going to be honest with you and tell you what your home is worth. And I just really liked that honesty right now. And I think that the guy really appreciates it. So they're asking and wanting to know what's going on. Awesome. And you establish.
So I appreciate that. All right, let's go to the number 5. Last but not least. I think obviously all these are super important points, but this is also very, very important. And that is making sure that the realtor that you are using is up to date with all technology. There's a lot of agents that do not, they're still stuck in the old way of doing business. These are the same agents that would, use their phones to take pictures of property. I mean, if you're still using your iPhone to take pictures of listings, I don't know why you would be in the business still. You want to make sure that you're using someone that is absolutely going to be able to connect with clients in a way that we weren't used to doing before. So us as a company, we've pivoted, we've quickly shifted, and are able to utilize all the technology with Facebook and Instagram and all the major social sites, including YouTube, and of course the virtual tours, virtual open houses that we're doing right now that are allowing people from the comfort of their own homes to see properties in person, or not in person, but to see properties even before they step a foot in that door. This has allowed us to be able to get more engagement. I mean, if you think about it, the average person used to spend about 4 hours a day on social media. Now that number has probably gone up to closer to 7 hours a day on social media. So a lot of eyeballs are there, and so when we're allowed to be able to connect with them and able to show them, our listings, it's making a huge impact. I mean, it's keeping our clients safe, our sellers safe, keeping the buyers safe, but allowing us to still be able to show property and get engagement and connect with people. And so when we get them to actually see the property, they are motivated, ready to go. I've already seen the virtual tours. They've already seen the pictures. They already know the price. They already know the community. They already know all the stuff. They just want to kind of touch and feel and make sure everything looks good. One thing I forgot to point out, and I'll leave you guys to continue talking, is that when you are showing property, this is a point that Peter at our office made a point. I thought it was really smart. He said that a lot of us that are home right now, we are cooking more than we've ever cooked before. And so we're experimenting, we're trying new things, baking a lot of stuff, also frying a lot of stuff. And so please, when your house is listed for sale, again, you can have showings. Most people are requesting like a day in advance in showings, but sometimes our clients are very motivated, are allowing showings within an hour span of any given day. And so if you cook that fish, or you cook that, something fried, or make something that has a little bit of an odor to it, then if that's a first impression that they experience when they walk in, remember the reason they're walking into your properties because they want to be able to experience the house with all of their senses. And obviously, their nose is going to be one of their senses. And so if it smells a little off, it's going to be a very big deterrent to get your home sold. So you want to make sure that the house shows and smells as best as it possibly can. But going back to tech, Christina, what do you think we're doing a little bit different at Provident that's allowing our clients to have a better experience, both in selling property and of course also buying property?
So one thing that, and I touched on this with a seller that called in and asked, how are we different from other people? And I said, everybody's had a pivot during this time, but fortunately for us, we were ahead of the game. So we just stepped it up a little bit quicker. We've, all of our listings have a 3D tour on it. We're working on getting the Matterport and the those sort of things. And I can't tell you how many times I've got a phone call during the day, or I've had other agents or clients reaching out through Zillow to our agents requesting that video or that 3D tour, and it's not our listing. And our agents say, unfortunately, the seller does not have that, but I am so willing to go to that home and either FaceTime you, or I can shoot a quick video and get it to you. So then if you want to then schedule an appointment to go see it in person, you can do it this way too. So we're stepping up even on homes that aren't our listing. I was super proud of our team. We got a message from our Zillow rep last night that was Zillow's doing a new filter that allows those 3D tours, and we have the most 3D tours on our properties in the area. So, we're stepping up and making things easier for our clients. They're able to request a virtual tour on our website, different things like that. And again, being willing to use technology and go out and do that. And we're having a virtual open house today on one of our new listings at 2:00. So super excited.
It's all about adapting to the times, right? Provident, we adapted quick, fast, and as smooth as possible, right? I mean, there's a little bumps here and there, but when it comes to selling your property, exposure matters, and having it displayed properly matters. Now, with these times, with this COVID-19, sometimes people aren't able to go there, and their only way of seeing it is a 3D tour or a video that me or a fellow Provident agent has taken for them, right? So just being able to keep up with the times and not giving up and rolling over like everybody else, still taking photos with the phone and having their arm in it and just looking very unprofessional. We keep it as professional as possible because the first impression matters a lot. And so that's how Provident, we're stepping up with doing those 3D tours or 3D virtual showings, right? Going in there in person. I've probably shot 40 live videos of homes and sent them to clients, right? So we're just keeping up with the consumer, right? We value our customers at such a high level that we're doing whatever it takes to give them the information during these times, and we're staying up to date.
One more thing that I love too is our Instagram, our social media, is that we're really reaching out to the community, and we're there as a resource for the community as well. And I've loved seeing that, and I've loved the support that we're giving, and are able to help others out, restaurant night, supporting, highlighting local businesses, tips on staying sane during this time, tips on homeschooling. What are you going to do? Our school just started their, I don't even know what they're calling it, but the online schooling just started. And last week was the first week. So our kids were home for almost a month with nothing. And we were providing, there's a local lady that does art classes online, the links for that, different things, making Play-Doh and, fun things that you could do with your kids to stay sane. And I think that's really important as well, is like connecting, not just on, hey, we can get your house sold and these are the things that we can do, but we're here for you. We're in the same boat as you. Here's some things that are working for us. Let us help you. Coloring contest. We did a online talent show, and then we had something in the works before we got all shut down at home, where we did a contest for a date night. But we went through with it, and some lucky person got a date night that they're going to be able to do once the restaurants are open and everything like that. So I think that's important too, is having that human aspect where we're reaching out to the neighbors and like, we're all in this together, and we're here, we feel you, and we're here to help you. If you, need anything, please reach out.
Absolutely. You guys, thank you so much for, watching this and being a part of our 5 mistakes to avoid in selling your property during the COVID. I really do also hope that we get through this and get through it quickly so that we can go back to some type of whatever our new normal is going to be. I was kidding around saying that, I don't know if we're ever going to, touch hands again. I remember as a kid watching this show called Demolition Man, And in Demolition Man, it was like, some futuristic video movie where they put their hands together or close to one another and they would like do this. And I just remember as a kid thinking, that's stupid. Why would anyone ever do that? And I'm like, yeah, I guess we're there now. We're at that point where we're going to be doing one of these things, or maybe it has to be 6 feet apart. We're doing it from far away. I don't know.
Air high five.
Yeah.
No, I had to meet an inspector.
Right. Air high fives.
And this is the other thing that we're here for. We have a seller that is stuck on the other side of the country in Florida, and we're here helping him out, and his house is in escrow. And I'm meeting inspectors, I'm meeting this, I'm meeting that. So we're here to work for you. But the handyman came to fix the smoke detectors, and I'd spoken with him on the phone like for a month, and he reaches his hand out, and I was just like, oh, I can't shake your hand. It's like, oh yeah. So it'll be crazy to see if we do go back to handshaking ever, because I was kind of horrified with myself, how horrified I was. I'm like, it's come to this already. Like, we're already conditioned that like, oh no, I can't touch you.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being on here as well. Christina, Isaiah, thanks for being my part of my panelists here. I appreciate you guys, your time and energy. Robert and everybody else, thank you for joining us. And yes, Jonathan, I do agree that trust is absolutely the key in all of this. And if you guys have any questions, are contemplating selling your house, or contemplating what's happening with the market, people are still concerned about, what the market's going to look like in 6 months from now, what's going to look like in 3 months from now, what is it going to look like after this, have all these questions. So if you guys have those questions, give us a call. We're more than happy to be able to sit down and talk with you one-on-one or virtually, and discuss with you exactly what your situation is and what makes the most sense as far as how to package your home and how to get it ready for show and sell if you guys are actually looking to make a move. Once again, you can give us a call at 951-444-8020. Otherwise, go to our website, providentrealestate.com, or give us a call. Either way, we'd love to talk with you. Have a wonderful afternoon. All right, take care. Thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.